Hi, I'm Dr. Jay Harness from Breast Cancer Answers. One of the things that all women who have breast cancer are concerned about is, well, I need chemotherapy. And if I need chemotherapy, am I going to lose my hair? And further, if I'm going to lose my hair, is it going to grow back? Well, let's discuss some tips about hair growth. But before we do that, I'd first like to take this opportunity to thank our sponsor, the company who developed the Breast Cancer Index, a test that may help women with estrogen receptor positive, early stage breast cancer to decide with their doctors whether to extend or end anti-hormonal therapy after 5 years. Well, the issue is hair loss. And yes, it's true that the majority of women who undergo chemotherapy for breast cancer are going to lose their hair. That means the scalp hair, eyebrows, eyelashes, all the hair on the body. It's one of the unfortunate side effects of chemotherapy. But there is good news. At least 95% of the time, if not greater, the hair all grows back. And it usually grows back very fully within a few months. And it's really interesting when it grows back. Often it comes back in the scalp as curly or a different color and sort of fun things. And it's always a treat for me to watch patients as their hair returns. But then there's the issue of, hey, Dr. Harness, what if the hair doesn't come back? Or what if we end up with a problem called alopecia, where you have patches where the hair is not growing back properly? What can we do about it? Well, if you search the internet for hair growth for women, you'll find all sorts of things out there to promote hair growth after chemotherapy. One of the sites that I've got here that I want to recommend that I thought was pretty darn good is called fairyhairs.com, fairy and then hairs.com. The medication, or the brand name medication Rogaine, has been around for a long time. It has a drug in it called minoxidil. Minoxidil was discovered back in the 1980s to grow hair as a side effect of this antihypertensive medication. Now, the bottom line of all this is that when we look at using Rogaine or minoxidil or some of the newer combinations, there's no good scientific evidence that it really works. Many people recommend using Rogaine actually as you're starting chemotherapy, and while it won't prevent the hair from falling out, it may in fact help with the regrowth of hair after the chemotherapy stops. What about laser treatments of the scalp? Again, no good scientific evidence that it really works, but obviously if you go on the internet, it's being advocated by all sorts of groups. What about preventing the hair loss in the first place with putting ice on the scalp? There's a thing called the penguin cap, which is circulating cold water. And again, the results here are highly variable. No good scientific evidence that it completely prevents hair loss, but there's some anecdotal evidence that it may indeed help. This fairyhairs.com website has, I think, some really good suggestions about shampoos and other things that can be used on the scalp as a way of helping promote returning hair growth. Ultimately, if you end up with these patches called alopecia that persist, then you could potentially do hair transplants, which could be used to help fill those areas in. So the good news is that 95+% of the time, the hair is going to return. And that small percentage of time, there are a variety of products that you can try, including prescription and non-prescription elements that can be put on eyelashes to promote growth. Consult with your medical oncologist about what he or she knows works in their particular area. You may need to try it all. Try reputable websites, and hopefully you find this information helpful to you. As we conclude this video, I want to again thank our sponsor, the company that has developed the Breast Cancer Index. To find out more about your treatment options beyond year 5, just click the button and download our free list of 15 questions to go through with your physician.